Okay, here's our keychain wallet, and my size is 8 by 11, and I cut one because this is going to be two pieces. This is your final size, 5.5 by 8. So I just do this so it's just a whole piece, so that when I quilt it, this is my batting. It doesn't matter. It's not the exact size of your outside piece because we're going to sew around everything anyway. So then I take this to my sewing machine and I quilt it. If your lines are not straight, that's fine. You put your signature stamp on everything. Clip it in two places. You don't have to go overboard with it. So also you want to make sure that wherever the final direction of your wallet is going to be, you have to be mindful of that. The final direction I want for my wallet is like this. So you have to do the quilting stitches on top going vertical, but it's up to you. You can do vertical and horizontal. Okay, so there we go. We have one whole piece that we're going to cut in half. One detail that I want to point out is that you need to put the zipper where most of the print is right side up so that it looks aesthetically nice. Some fabric printers will already have that in mind, so you don't have to rethink. They just do one upside down and then right side up. But with this print, most of the horses are facing right side up, so my zipper will be on top. So for the tab that's going to be located on the front of the bag and to the right side, and what I do is I just fold it over once, and then I fingernail press it, and then I'm going to fold it in one time. It doesn't have to go all the way to the middle. You just want to do enough so that you can stitch it, and do the same for the other side. And then after you do that, you fold it over together. So now you have like a really clean edge. And now you have enough. You have enough tab for two bags, yeah. So you can split it in half and split it again in half. So there's your tab for your ring. And what I do, because I always forget this part, and it's driving me nuts when I forget it, and then I'm sewing and oh my goodness, I forgot to put the tab on. So nakalimutan yung tab. Since I'm going to use this for the front, I'm going to put this tab on this side because this is where the zipper head is going to be. When you're holding your bag, you want the zipper head to be here so that in case you don't zip it up all the way, all the contents of your wallet is not going to fall out of your bag. That's just me, okay? That's just me. I just think of everything. You're going to put it a little bit, maybe an inch down, because you don't want it to mess with your edges where you're going to put your zipper. So now I'm going to just top stitch on top, and it doesn't matter if it's 1/4 inch. You want it to be less than 1/4 inch so that your edges, your seams are going to be on top of that, and then you back stitch. because when you stitch the other side of it, it's going to be 1/4 inch, so it's going to be in a little bit, so you don't see these stitches. So you want to be as close to the edge as possible. And this also is good because once you put your bag together, you have double strength. So now I have my label and I have my tab. 9-inch zipper. Why? Because it is 8 inches long, and so this zipper will have 1-inch give on either side. And what I like to do is I always want to memorize this will face me in my face, and it's going to be on my left side. So that's what I always remember, that because I'll show you why later. Then I take this fabric and I place it face down. These are just my tips, okay guys? This is what works for me. If you find anything that works for you, be my guest. But for me, I like to do it this way, so I always remember how I did it last time. And then eventually, when you have this memorized in your head, it becomes second nature, and you don't even have to think about it next time. So I'm going to line up the zipper and the edge of my fabric, and I make sure, because this is another big tip, this metal right here is not going to end up on the 1/4 inch allowance. I don't know how many times I messed up my needles because of that. So I'm just going to move it over edge to edge, metal to edge. And I don't really care much about the other side because this is just going to take care of itself. And then I will clip. I put 3 clips. One on this edge, one in the middle, sa gitna. I have Filipino subscribers out there, so you will hear me say things in Tagalog. Sa dalawang magkabila at sa gitna. Pwede rin, you can use pins, pwedeng aspile. But see now, my 1/4 inch is right on top of the zipper, but I don't care because this zipper is going to be moved to the middle, okay? And if this is your edge, the end of the zipper is going to be at the very end of your seam. So now I'm going to turn this over like this, and then I'm going to take my lining. This is my lining. I'm going to cut it in half. If it's already cut for you, then no worries. But mine isn't cut, so I'm going to cut it. And it is a complementing color for my bag. Then I'm going to try to find the right side, and I feel like this is the right side. So I'm going to put it right sides together. And I'm just going to line it up. Again, you can use this for the cork too. Cork, I did the same exact thing. So that's lined up, and I'm going to flip it over, hold it like this, and then take the clip and clip it. And I'm a pro at it, so I do it fast. Done it before. Like I said, if you do it the same time, the same way every time, it's going to be second nature. Masasanay ka na pag paulit-ulit mong ginagawa. Then I go to my sewing machine and I will start 1/4 inch in. So dito ka magsisimula kasi yan ang, because that's your allowance. So I take my first clip, I hold it tight, and then I'm supposed to be using a zipper foot, but I'm not gonna use a zipper foot because I'm kind of used to it. So I'm just gonna line up my zipper foot with the edge of the material, the fabric, the fabric sandwich, and slowly go. And then I'm kind of holding it so that I'm guiding it so it goes straight. And slow is perfect. Sometimes I go so fast, so I'm so used to it. But if you want a clean finish, you're gonna have to do it real slow. And then you end up 1/4 inch from the edge. Okay, it's not going. So if it's not going, you turn the wheel up so that you put your needle up, and then take your zipper and open it up to the middle if it doesn't go. But that's okay. Then now you're not lined up on your sewing machine. As you can see, it already started going sideways. So just line it back up. Make your needle the same location where the last stitch was, and then go. And there's your half 1/4 seam allowance. Okay. Now I'm just gonna fingernail press this. Fingernail press it like this, and then turn it over. Fingernail push it. I'm pushing it to press it like an iron, because I'm too lazy to go to my iron. All right, fingernail press, all is good. Top stitch from the same point, 1/4 inch seam allowance, and you'll see why. And just hold the fabric together, and then go. You want to do 1/8 of an inch from the zipper teeth. Whoopee. I forgot. I'm supposed to open this up. Let's go. Sometimes it's jammed. Open it up and unjam it. There we go. I'm almost there anyway. So as you can see, there's a lot of extra. So you need to cut that. Don't cut your zipper yet, okay? I made that mistake once before, and then I opened the zipper all the way and it went all the way out, and then I couldn't put it back in. So wait until everything is assembled before you cut your zipper, the excess. Then I'm going to do the same on the other side. So now that I have this, okay, I'm going to keep it right side up. You take your other side fabric, determine what is going to be top and bottom. So for me, this is going to be top, and this is going to be the bottom. And you're going to line this up with the top of the zipper on this side. Okay, this was quite complicated when I first started doing this, because I'm like, how's this working? So there, and then you clip it again. Okay, and I want you guys to do it one side at a time, like the exterior fabric first and then the lining, because it's just much easier that way, instead of trying to line up all three. But if you're good at it, be my guest. find out what the outside, the good side together, and then doing the same thing. Clip it. And you don't need these clips. Again, you can use pins. And you don't even need a sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, you can do this by hand as long as your stitches are straight. You can try to make your stitches as straight as possible. Pwede din itong itahi sa kamay, pero kailangan diretsong-diretso yung mga stitches mo. And you know what? Handmade, like, if you do it from scratch, that takes a whole lot of time, but people just appreciate that kind of stuff. And here we go again. Nope. See, I don't want to start on the zipper side of it, the zipper head side of it. I start on the other side because it's just much easier to go all the way and then zip the zip. And there you go. Again, you start with 1/4 inch. Sometimes people would go back, but I don't think that's necessary. All right. And then another step, just like before, fingernail, close it back up, fingernail press. Where's that? Do this first. Do the inside part first because it's just much easier. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Very clean, very neat. Next step. This is how I do it. You guys can do it a different way or find your niche, find your own way later on once you've gotten used to it. I put the two exterior sides together because now we're going to assemble everything. And once you get your first couple hundred, I'm just kidding, maybe 10 or 15, you're gonna become such a pro. Clip together on that side and then clip together on this side. And you're just going to stitch it as it falls naturally. All right. I'm going to do one clip in the middle only. Or you can do as many clips as you want, but I don't like doing way too much. If it's not necessary, I don't do it. So right here, the inside lining is going to have larger allowance because once you turn it inside, right side in, if you turn the lining inside the bag, the lining has to be smaller than the exterior fabric, because if it is the same size, there's going to be a lot of bunching happening. So we don't want that. And at this point, I'm going to open my zipper maybe to here. Okay, I don't want it on this side too much because then it'll mess around with it'll mess up my stitches. So I'm just going to open it 3/4 of the way. That's going to be enough. So I'm going to reach in there. You guys need to follow this step by step the way I'm doing it, because if not, I was rogue in the beginning and I had to, this guy right here became my friend when I was rogue, and I did not like wasting my time. I'm going to line up the two open teeth like this because I want it to be together for the final result. And I get my clip, or you can pin that if you don't have clips, but these clips are just such a big help. Lined up Okay, the teeth have to line up on that side. And then on this side, you want to fold it with the lining, like fold it in with the lining. You don't want it to be this way. Okay, it has to be this way. So now that that's lined up, I'm going to sew from here. This is my beginning point. I'm going to sew a little bit over 1/4, but not quite a half. So maybe 3/8. So I'm going to sew this way, stop, this way, stop, because I know that my metal is on this edge right here. Stop. And then I'm going to lift my needle, pull it now closer. Once I get to the exterior fabric, I'm going to pull it closer now to the edge, a 1/4 inch seam allowance, and then go all the way here, stop, go all the way across, stop to the corner, not all the way to the corner, stop right there, and then down, stop, lift my needle, and then go in again. So let me just mark that for you. So I'm going to do this and here. Start, stop. Make sure that I'm a little bit over. Let me show you. I'm just going to show you. So right here, you see my allowance. I'm not at a 1/4. I'm past 1/4. This right here is 1/4. This is from the needle to the edge is a 1/4 inch. So I'm going a little bit past that, but not quite 3/8. This is 3/8 right here. That's not quite 3/8. So just guesstimate. So I'm going to go all the way around here, stitch all the way around here, lift my needle, come back out a little bit to a 1/4 inch, go all the way down, stop, all the way across, stop, all the way down, stop, lift my needle again, and have the same allowance as I have here. And then I stop right there. Okay. Is the time to clip the excess zipper, because now it is perfectly secure here. Clip those, and then you're gonna have to clip the corners. Make sure that you're not clipping any of the stitches, so you get as close to it as possible, but not across the stitch, because then you have a hole. So you're gonna do all 4 sides, all 4 corners, I mean. But don't worry if you accidentally clip the stitches, just go in and do it manually. So now that all of that, we're ready to get the final dun da da da. So you just open it up like this. And what I do is I start where the zipper head is, because that's the hardest one to turn. You're gonna fight. So I just take my finger, put it inside the hole. And if you can finagle that zipper open all the way, it's the best. So I just try to do it like this. I hold the zipper head and then I open the zipper all the way. You got to give yourself a little bit of room so that you can grab it. Grab it and pull. There we go. It's all the way open. So I just take my finger, hold those 2 edges the two corner together, turn it. See, now your zipper head is out first. Then you don't have to struggle trying to take it out through the hole and rip something accidentally. All right. So what I do is I just poke to open the corners all the way. I don't know why, because this is the lining. It goes the other way anyway. And then I poke. This is the most important part. You're going to poke the corners out for this one. And you can use either your fingernails just to push it. If the fabric is givable or is giving, then you can just poke it with your fingernail. But if not, I have this bone folder. You can use a chopstick to go in there. Anything that you can poke, but don't push too hard and don't make it too sharp. Don't use your scissors for this because it'll just poke a hole in it. So I just poke it and then I just kind of work it like this. And then for the zipper part, the end of the zipper, I take my finger and I just push that corner out. See, there's more zip there. You can all open it all the way still. See. And then for the last step, if you want, you can go to your iron and press it, which is, I love it. I do like to press it with my iron because it just gives it a little bit more polished look, even if it's inside. It's just like integrity, being true to yourself when nobody is watching. Now I'm going to put stitches to close that hole, and I go all the way to the very edge, like I don't know, 1/16 of an inch, just enough to close that hole. Back stitch, and that hole is closed. All right, here we are in my ironing board. I'm still waiting for my ironing mat. It's coming. But for now, I have a pillowcase on top of wood on the bed. So to make it look polished, I simply iron the inside lining, and already it looks so beautiful. And then I iron this side, the exterior. Look at this beautiful print. I just love this print. For any equestrians out there, this is perfect. Mother's Day gift, you know. And look how polished now. So then I just tuck this in all the way, and I'm going to take my finger and poke that corner over to each of the corner. Lay it flat, like move across. Poke that in there. And that's it. Perfect. Then for the last step, I go inside just for the heck of it. And I polish it even more. That's the last step. Then my bag is closed. And then I do it again. And look how nice and polished. The bag is so polished. And it's so nice and soft. And and what are we going to do with this? But this is a lobster clasp. And what I do is I just stick this in here. Okay, it's perfect. This is perfect color. I have silver, but silver will not go good with this because this is bronze and everything else is dark colors. So I like to use the bronze. And then I just go in there. I don't put it in the stitch part because that has double edges, or yeah. And so I just do it on the one edge because it slides in more easily. Look how pretty. You see that? But for now, please like, subscribe, share it with everyone. Give your girl some love. And I will see you on the next one.